Intuitive Jacob. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your patience for those of you that have been waiting. I was only able to do the 6 of the tribes for the Hall of Days because I was getting over the flu in 2 different ways and had a weird conjunctivitis, so now that I may see clearly and that we may demonstrate that as well, we're going to take a look at selective form creation, what didn't get drawn and quartered, and what's actually on the inside of the magnetic unleavening. I'll show you on the inside what it looks like on the new board, where some of us have sigiled ourselves through sound, and more messages to come. If these messages are a little weird, well, it's because some of us are in the one strong incept ion, and we're being trained to hear other things within this new form. If you have more questions about that, feel free to click the link in my description. You can enter the very fine Martians Discord chat room and enter into discussion with us. Sometimes we share music and art and other things. And if you would just like your own private reading with perhaps a forensic look into some of the things that might have been confusing to you at a first look, hit me up. We've got a very specific way that we can do that, especially if you have things like dates of birth or actual dates that events happened before the I went on and the, hey, is that can? Did the camera catch it all in that era? Huh, what's this new ear thing? You thing, me thing, catch you on the inside of the reading. Hey, what's going on, Taurus? So good to have you here. Thank you for being present for your Jan 2020, that we may see clearly readings. Alright, so before I get started, I was using a magnetic rainbow hematite in my meditation over your energies. Sorry. That was an extra. Look at that. Didn't actually mean to put this one in here, but I'm hearing, wow, Taurus, 2 archetypes. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is the one that you needed to know about first. What was engineered over your head? I'm getting a really strong tie to the word Taurus, Taurus, where the head was never split open for the gold inside, and split through the calves for alternate beings to synthesize what 5s are. And what the wacky gloves might look like for some of you all that are finding out about esoteric things like the roots of Mormonism, why there were 12 calves in the design for the baptism of the energy for those that were being reborn. And for some of you, this is an absolute surrender to the new design, and I'm hearing for some of you all with the alchemical mind, especially if you recently were diagnosed with cancer, I'm hearing for somebody it's something about the chemotherapy and the skin and things that are being re-engineered, and something about the placenta with the child, and best of luck with that. Stem cell research is a real thing right now, especially now that we have more intelligence that we can work with regarding the synthesis of material that can come from plants, and where we might be finding that there was actually no missing link because some of us weren't actually descended like that. So anyway, all right, here. I'm just going to go ahead and read this card for you, Taurus, because for some of y'all this is going to make a lot of sense. For others, not your message at all. But this is for the Taurus that actually helped invent the safe baby protective wall with me. Thank you. Because it gets to be safe for all children. All right, here's what the card says. Light attributes. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Shadow attributes. Reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Wow. Taurus, does that remind you of somebody? I'm hearing it's about the halo over your head that somebody wanted to try to go after just because they thought they could get their hand on it. Just know that nothing went unwitnessed now. The chambers of sound and what has been recorded in these glass houses, in the cam era of the eye, it's going to prove where some things got engineered out for a reason. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the other archetype card, because it's like you had two here, Taurus. I'm hearing some of y'all might be like double vision. It's like some kind of double vision. Maybe you're like the double. Maybe like a double Taurus or something. Maybe you're here and it's like you and another Taurus, but power in the unification of the mind. Just know that. Be renewed. Know that. Especially if you're somebody that's going through a deeply alchemical process, know that some of us pray for healing like that over your body, especially if you're somebody that's walking through the cancer. I'm somebody that's walked through that as well. And I'm praying for you, that you may be healed clearly. Okay. Let's see the other archetype card here. Taurus. Child. Nature. Light attributes, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Shadow attributes, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. I'm hearing, speaking clearly about what happened to somebody's child. And I'm hearing for somebody else, the steps that you took to just have a child that was your own and not giving a shit that people might mistake what it meant for you to find partnership that way. Because for somebody, I'm hearing this is about a choice to have a certain kind of frequency insemination or something they might have done that was very miraculous for them. And so for some of you all, just know that love is the strongest bond of all. And we all prove it in some way or another by what we magnetize to ourselves on a soul level. And so for some of you all, that picture might evoke something special. And I'm hearing, just know it's kind of like a return to innocence. And that for those of you, especially if you feel like somebody's been messing with you, because I'm hearing it's like some weird sensate thing, and it's like somebody's like girl done interrupted moment. Girl done interrupted moment. She's like, nobody interrupted me. This is me done interrupting it and mixing it up and getting rude with the rocks. And so if that's you, I love you. Thank you. Let them know what can never happen to children. No matter what somebody tries to engineer, especially with green screen technology and things that some of us have learned to hear, we don't even have to be there. Got it? Some things have been reported on your behalf, Taurus, especially if you feel like there's some identity crisis with the child in your arms there, and something that somebody tried to put into another person's head. I'm seeing it's like how they're mixing things is what I'm hearing. So it might be like chemicals, but in other cases I'm hearing it's literally like what you can do with an image on Google. If you go to the Deep Dream software and mix a little pixel here or there and turn the screws somewhere else. So let's see what else is going on here. Alright, we've got the Queen of the Moon Oracle card right here of power. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, Taurus. That's a number 16. And that is a full moon. And some of you just need to know, and I didn't even have to tell you what time it is. It's on your mind. And that is you. And you're going to know, because it's like if your water is something that you merged on your own, is what I'm hearing. Because look, she's like her own Clash of the Titans here. She's like, you want to see how the moon is made? Boo! And she's like, clap on, boo! And I'm hearing, she's like telling people, I made myself pregnant. I'm hearing somebody coming out of the closet. She's like, I don't need to be like in the closet about this, is what I'm hearing. It's like somebody just saying, look, this is divine conception for me. And for some of you all, it's like engineering your own destiny and not being ashamed of what you knew, especially if you were like calling in old what's his name over here. Because I'm here for somebody. It's like, all right, you know, all I have is this photo, and it's weird. A picture just like popped up on my screen from a friend here that was just sending me something about pets that passed away. And, you know, I just had one of mine pass away here recently. And I'm hearing it's like only having a photo of an idea, in some cases it's like the idea in your mind of who that partner is or how they're coming into your life. Or sometimes it's like who the parent of the child is. It's like, you know, Heavenly Father is what I'm hearing somebody call that. And knowing that that's okay. And I'm hearing for you, way to go. And I'm hearing she did something with her hair recently, and it's like some kind of cornrow thing. You're gonna know if that's you. That's very specific for some of you. Can't be everybody. But for some of you all, okay. Might not be yours at all. But maybe 16 is important to you. Maybe you have been very full in your new awareness, perhaps, of what is illuminating around you. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, too, it's like, especially if you're one of those Taurus people that's like, yeah, I don't really know about signs and things. Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like something's just pulling you in, where it's like now you're learning about this stuff. And it doesn't have to be really complicated, okay? Because here's the thing about it. Some of these things just follow your nose. That's what dogs know about a scent. And what some of us learned by being friends to nature, and where some of you all just land in the right place or might be here because it's like what gets engineered due to your own receptivity around that, like your own nature, and like what a full moon is, okay? Because a full moon, all this is, it's when all the water is moving closer to us, so everything rises. So it's like things can come to the surface. Your water is your emotions, and for some of you, this is like really figuring out how to bridge worlds within yourself that just create something new. So for some of y'all, this is, if you are unaware of it, this time, may you see clearly how much light is around you, even in the dark spaces, especially those of you all that might be dealing with, like, I'm hearing it's like 16 or something. Maybe 16 is a big deal for you. Maybe it's like a 16-hour time travel. Maybe it's something about a distance being bridged in the light. And so for some of you all, this is new creative potential and things that you can actually birth in your own third eye by allowing that light to just come into you and knowing that you are in the center of your power. So may you see clearly on that, Taurus. I love that energy for you. Oh, hi, Papa. Give me one moment. I've got my little boy in here, and I'm going to let him out because he's crying for me. What is it, Papa? You want to go out? Okay. No more studio for you. Okay. Alright. We're back. So, we also have a Black Moon astrology card here. Giving us an idea of who you might be dealing with at this time here. Taurus. Wow. I've got Sagittarius showing up here. Here for some of you all, that 21 might be a real special number coming up for things that you are dealing with. That says I see. And if that's not somebody that you're dealing with, I mean, it could be their sun, their moon, or their rising. It could be speaking about the focal point of your own energy, because I'm hearing for a few of you, especially if this is more of a solitary time for you, this might be like your moon or your rising, one of your other signs, if Taurus is your sun sign. So that's showing up. And for those of you that are here interested in potential love situations, these next two cards are going to give us some more details. We've got the Tarot of Sexual Magic and the Love Oracle card. So we've got the Nine of Swords, and I'm hearing, well, cat got your tongue. That's so funny. There's a cat there with that man. My cat was just speaking up saying, I need to get out of here. So I don't know. You might be dealing with somebody that's got air in their chart like me, perhaps. So it could be somebody that's like, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is somebody that maybe has like cat appeal. They're showing me this black cat. This might be somebody that has a black cat. This might be somebody that kind of works with some special shadow work. And I'm hearing be careful for a few of you. Be careful for a few of you, because I'm seeing it's like the air Sag combo here might be weird for somebody, because I'm hearing that person might be doing some weird shadow work. Just, that's not for everybody, but you're gonna know if that's the case, because you've been suspecting it, if that's the case, and the answer is yes. Okay, now for somebody else, this is like why people are not sleeping. You might be having some midnight encounters or late night encounters, and I'm here for some people it's like due to time differences. It's like I'm hearing it's like long distance communications, and it's like when we can make the time for each other. And so some of this might just be cerebral communication. This might not actually be taking place like that, but I'm hearing for some of you all, this could also have to deal with clandestine relationships. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like finding out that, you know, yes, that person did have an alter or a separate kind of relationship that you didn't know about. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like that's what the full moon is here. It's you coming into your power and awareness about somebody that might not have been true to you, especially if they were kind of being open about it. I hear like they kind of were being a little open about it because they brag, is what it is. It's like, it's a braggy thing. You'll know if it's a braggy thing. But I'm hearing for some of you other ones, it's like if it's the one that like shows up and kind of like, it's almost like you can feel them, because it's like I'm hearing it's like if he's or she, if they're at a distance from each other, it's like when they show, it's almost like you can like feel them show up, like almost like if they can touch you like that. You're gonna know if it's a good touch or a bad touch. Okay, here's where I'm going to encourage you, especially if you're new to this, Taurus, and you're just starting to notice energies around you, and like things that you can maybe hear or sense or feel, especially if you can feel it right now, and it's like almost like a touch. Pay attention if there's a smell around it. Pay attention if there's a taste that comes into your mouth, or a thought, or a feeling, and whether it's like, or if it's like, ugh. Because that's going to tell you right away. It's either or ugh. It's not usually going to be something in between. You're not going to get it in between here. And this is where you're going to know, because now you're illuminated in your power. And this is where nobody gets to mess with you. And where we're engineering something safe over your baby halo, your baby energy. And the only way that stuff gets engineered this way. In the full light, even in the dark. So, what else can we find out about this? The Love Oracle card, we've got Hammer. Ooh. This says sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, and working on it. And for some of you, that hammer is like, I heard hammerhead. I'm hearing, no, I don't want that one. That one's the hammerhead, is what I heard. I don't know if that's like, that's the nickname for the face she doesn't like. Is what I'm hearing. For somebody else, it's like, where you need to repair something, okay? And this is like, for some of you all, you need to work on your relationship, and it's like realizing that somebody might have been sabotaging you, especially if there was like somebody there that you didn't know was trying to work at cross purposes with you, is what I'm hearing. And for some of you, it's okay, you know, because it's like you've already been through it so much. Because it's like, here's the thing that I know about Taurus too. You might have been doing something so repetitively that it's like, even if somebody was like screwing with you or like effing with you or thought they were going to do that with you, guess what, love? Nothing can be hidden, okay? Everything has been recorded. The truth is going through a wrap up right now. And some of these things that people tried to do to either hurt you, especially if it was like your life, your livelihood, your business, but especially it's like your child in some kind of way, you know, and that could be your business, whatever you've been working on in engineering, you know, it's like whatever you've been birthing and whatever you've been given in your good childlike nature, these things don't get destroyed. And if somebody's been coming and trying to do some like shadow work, hearing this interrogation thing is showing up really strong, because it's like, they're telling me that somebody that has the ability is going to be able to like pull them in, is what I'm hearing. And so you're going to know if that's for you or not, because some of you are actually dealing with a legal situation. And I'm hearing you'll know if that's the case, especially if something was like, they're showing me somebody was like kind of prancing around in there, is what I'm hearing. It's like I'm hearing somebody was prancing around in here. And I don't know that it was one of these two people. I'm hearing they were prancing around in there, and you're going to know if something got moved. If something got moved, or if something got hidden in there, it's like somebody was trying to see. See, Sagittarius, I see. And I'm hearing for some of you all, you're just going to have to know if somebody was trying to spy on you, spy on your relationship, because for some of you all, that was a clear act of sabotage, and that person will be pulled in. And they keep showing it to me. It's like when you pull a nail out of something and what that hammer can be used for. And I'm hearing it's not to like knock that thing in there, I'm hearing it's to pull something out. And so for some of you all, it's like whatever that sharp thing is, it's not going to wind up under your foot. Just know that. And I heard for somebody else too, this is about somebody's Doc Martin and like a rusty screw. Alright, let's see what kind of advice we can get with Archangel Michael here. Taurus, eternal love. Okay, look at that. So, for those of you that know, it's eternal. This is about eternity. Whatever it is that you've been engineering, this is about forever. This is a wonderful confirmation card. If you needed to know if the thing that you're doing and that you've been engineering is in the highest light, yes, your energy follows your intention. Even if, and especially if you found out that somebody was trying to be devious about something they thought they would do behind your back when there was all this light behind you. It doesn't get done, Taurus, okay? And if somebody's been cheating, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, I'm hearing it's like, don't piss her off. It's just, don't piss her off. Whoever she is, that might be you. Okay, maybe it's like, don't piss you off. And, you know, I hear that. I hear that. I'm hearing, though, like, especially if this is somebody else, though, it's like, you might be cross-watching. Don't piss her off. It's the wrong one to fuck it up with, dude. Alright, whatever. Eternal love. It says, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. For some of you all, this is like the pact. What's being made right now? Where it's like, this needs to come together. I'm just seeing somebody's like trying to bridge a world. It's like you're trying to bridge their world, and it's like, this is a meeting of the water. This is like where it gets to like meet at its own level, and where, yes, I need to be with you too, and where it has to come together for it to be able to bear any fruit. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you might be getting help from like your spirit guides or like your little friends. You know, got a little rabbit here and a little cat here. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, those are like your cupids. So, I don't know, maybe you're crazy about your quadrupeds like me. I'm a crazy quadruped daddy, you know? But, for some of you that have just been figuring out how to model this in your life, I'm hearing it's probably what's been keeping you up at night, especially if you've been trying to design time. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it might be if you have a little kid too, you could have a little kid that's just, I'm hearing toddler, they're showing me 3, I'm hearing like 2 to 3, and like not sleeping enough, and like trying to find time with whoever this person is, but it's like just being up all night is what I'm hearing, and just being stuck in the mind for some of you all. You're gonna know if that's the case. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information though on this. I'm gonna shuffle some Sibilas for you, my lovely Taurians. Let's see what we find out about your 9 of Swords situation. I'm hearing for some of you all, you might need to see an endocrinologist. This might be about endocrinology. I'm hearing about 9 layers to the endocrine system, and maybe seeing somebody that works with traditional Chinese medicine this time. Acupuncture might be helpful. Alright. Does my Taurus need to know? And yeah, that's like, it's looking like adrenal fatigue for some of you all too. It's like you're just not sleeping enough. And I'm hearing if that's the case, it's like something feels like it's been out of reach and it's been on your head a lot. And if it's a long distance relationship, I'm hearing it's like there's a communication gap here is what it is. But it looks like some kind of healing and a very strong physical connection. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like a long distance relationship because somebody's in the military. They might be overseas. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We've got the melancholia. That is somebody that's depressed, Taurus. They might be grieving a loss. That's a 5 up there. And they might also be dealing with money situations, like changing with money and like waiting for things. But I'm hearing if they lost somebody, they're just grieving over the material loss. And sometimes that's what the 5 is. It's symbolic of the body, the living star, you know? So let's see what else we can find out. So Fidelta, well, that's somebody's dog. That's C, this is hearts. This is a emotional card. That's a 9. Just sometimes a little bit of a death card for me too. They might have lost somebody. Could have been their animal. And we are seeing animals here, nature. There's a bunny. There's a cat. In other cases, it might be their child. But there's somebody that was lost here. And the symbol of stability and fidelity is this dog here. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like the sort of things that you might learn only from like your pets, you know, or your companion animals. Where it's learning that care that they can offer, where sometimes it's almost like they parent us a little bit. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it might be why somebody's willing to make an eternal love pact with another person. It's like, you know, some shared experience, even if it didn't have to do with a companion animal, that just shows up at a time where somebody is healing from an emotional loss. Or some sort of, I'm hearing like silent depression, something they haven't been able to talk about, and finally finding a friend that they can kind of reveal that to. And sometimes it's like you might have something in common, like the way you relate to something, whether it's your companion animals or situations around you, but it's almost like an unspoken dialogue that you have with this person where you can kind of meet in the mind there, and it's like you know what's on their head somehow. Because for some of y'all, that's what you're awakening up to. And that's how much energy like fidelity can fill up a space like depression when somebody's been healing. It can really fill you up that much. So we've got Casa. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like something that's been private, because this is a family matter sometimes, something that's private in a home. But I'm also hearing for somebody else, it's like depression over long distance, where fidelity comes into focus and where somebody says, hey, I know what to do to help this situation, because this is la donna di servizio, and this is sort of like somebody that's so helpful in your life that they're the kind of friend that doesn't have to show up and being like, I'm your friend. You know, it's somebody that shows up that maybe you didn't know, realized that you were their friend, and that they had something they could do to in some cases, tidy up a situation that you didn't know might have been in the way. Hope that's helpful for you, Taurus. I'd be really interested to hear how the messages meet for you, if they resonated. Let me know if you liked it. Really appreciate the thumbs up. Share it with somebody who you think it might help. And if I could do a private personal reading for you, especially if you have any birth date data, we can get some very, very specific, I would say even forensic style information into your query. So feel free to hit me up. My information is below. And if I don't hear from you, know I love you. Take care. We'll catch you again soon when we're back for another one. Bye for now, Taurus.
Promise that you'll catch me.